Mushroom Crown, which of course gives a bonus to poison damage. And yes, the whole idea of this build is to go all plant mode, plant everything. I got a planty staff, you know, a planty weapon. Actually, I got a different. I got the stupid giant sunflower hammer thing that's OP. I mean, I had to choose this, the sunflower hammer, right? Here it is here. Where is it? There you are. There it is, because, I mean, it's literally a giant sunflower. I was trying to avoid clubs, anything that was like just a big club, because this is a big wooden stick. I don't know, it didn't feel flowery to me. But options in that field were very minimal. I know some people talk about the rose bouquet, but technically the rose bouquet is not a bunch of... Okay, it is a bunch of flowers, but it's not like a living plant. It's a bunch of flowers that have been picked, cut, and then arranged into a bouquet. So I figured that's a little too processed to be considered like a natural, like, plant life thing. So, but anyway, that was my rule. But I ended up going with the club anyway, because it was the next closest thing I can get that actually looked like a plant, you know, and that would allow me to use Ashes of War, because most of the weapons I've equipped here don't have an Ash of War. Yes, I have the Poisoned Hand. Yes, I know it's not a plant. It's more like a zombie thing, but part of the fun of this build is to have so many different poison-based bonus damages, and I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to do it. I don't know what did I wanted to have all the different poison damages, and that was a huge chunk, huge part of it. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So anyway, let's get this party started. Getting the record. Hey YouTube, hey everyone, Dave Sicily back, and this weekend we are doing the Killer Mushroom build. Yes, the on the thumbnail of the video is an actual killer mushroom. It is a type, I think it's called the Death Cap. It's a real mushroom. Don't eat it if you happen to see it in the wild. In fact, don't eat any mushrooms, period, in the wild. Come on, man. There's just too many mushroom varieties that are both toxic and non-toxic, but will look exactly the same. Like, there's like the most minor differences. So don't eat any mushrooms you find in the wild. And specifically, don't eat this mushroom you find in the wild. As you can see, this monster is a killer. He ain't just he ain't something you can throw in a soup, man. He's gonna kill you. And what do we got here? The goal of this build was to just have as many little plant-based abilities as possible. So, or at least plant-based spells, plant-based weapons, or at least as plant-based as I could get them. So I got the big club here. Of course, I have the Killer Sunflower, but I don't actually have it equipped at the moment, but because it's too heavy. And yes, I have the Poison Hand, but the impetus of this build, the catalyst behind this build was the bonus poison damage this thing gives you, right? On doing poison, any kind of poison damage or anything like that. And I wanted to combine it with the hand and then the Rot Exaltation item. It was just too interesting to pass up. And then from there, I decided to start adding more plant things. The next thing you know, I got a whole plant theme going on. And I also have a whole bunch of spells, which you can't see at the moment. I have, well, you'll see them now when I do this. So at the moment, I have too many spells. I probably can't fit them all, but anything planty, Penetral Thorns. I don't know if Rotten Breath will work yet, but we'll have to test it. Scarlet Ionia, Butterflies, Mist. Anything that's plant-like, and of course, I have my Miranda Sprout Ashes are my summons, which are normally kind of useless. But in this build, when I'm doing bonus damage on anytime something's poisoned, it could be very interesting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this run. Like and subscribe if you do. And of course, you got to engage. And of course, you got to look for my channel for notifications. Don't wait for YouTube to tell you about notifications. They're just looking for reasons not to pay anyone anymore. So go to my channel if you want to see new videos. Don't wait for YouTube to tell you, because they will not. Anyway, so let's get going. Let's get farting, as I say. And given the amount of noxious clouds this build's going to be using, I mean that more than ever. Yeah. Poison clouds is a big thing for this build. Lots and lots of poison clouds. Trust me on that one. No, I'm not fighting you. So that's the intro that you're going to see in the video. But in actuality, I had decided that I didn't actually want to do this build because, well, it turns out everyone and their mother's done this build. So now I don't think they actually use Scarlet Ionia. They do use Impenetrable Thorns, When I was putting this build together, it was actually surprisingly more complicated than I expected. I thought all I had to do was, just get all the plant-based spells and abilities and put them in one place, right? Well, it turns out a good number of those plant-based spells are split across incantations and sorceries, right? Now, I know what you're saying, well, just grab the finger staff thingy, right? Then you cast both. This is, yeah, but the finger staff ain't a plant, is it? Right? So that's the staff of the guilty. Now that's a plant. So then I had to get a seal so I can do the incantations. Now, unfortunately, there are no planty seals. So I ended up with, what's it called? The dry leaf seal, which is not really a plant, but I mean, it's a golden leaf, but I mean, it's a leaf, so it's my best bet. Nothing else is planty for incantation. So trust me, there are better options. Honestly, this build's not optimized, not one tiny bit. But that's, the goal of these builds isn't necessarily be perfectly optimized. They're designed to just be a silly, stupid little build for fun. And then the actual abilities I had to put together, I was shocked at how across the board I had to be, and like I had to have a lot of endurance, a lot of HP, a lot of faith. I had a shockingly large amount. So much so that I don't have a lot anything really. My highest is 50 in faith, and I'm actually pretty low in a lot of other stats. So this one's going to be a pretty funky run. And of course I have a lot of spells on there, but I'm not even really sure if I'm going to use them all. We will see. This was really complicated, and I've seen what other people have done with this kind of build. I haven't seen anyone do Scarlet Ionia. Really, I've seen a lot of people do a lot of poison-based builds with this setup, but I haven't done not quite the way I'm doing it. But I'm pretty darn sure those builds are way better than mine anyway, so let's see what I can do. Of course, I should get into stats. So I also added bonuses to, incantations, because pretty much every spell I have is an incantation, with the exception of the thorns. And, rot, and of course everything I'm using is a two-hand weapon, so it's honestly, there's a lot of different things I can do. It's all over the place. There's no one thing I can focus on. So, I would also love to have Alexander's Jar, and the Shard of Alexander, and lots of stuff like this, but it's a pretty... This build is all over the place. And yes, again, I have the zombie hand, but it's just too perfect. I can't turn it down. So how is this going to go? I haven't really tested this build out yet. I got too many spells. I'm going to eventually have to settle on one. I have 2 of these Rotten Breath spells. I only grabbed them because there's very little Scarlet Rot in this build. And they were good options. And this build is all about, these plants like spewing mist, right? A poison mist. And that's what this is. But I would only use them if they're not too dragony, if you know what I'm saying. I've also got my pots. Poison spray mist is like spitting out of their mouth, so that's fine. Unfortunately, my other options for Scarlet Rot is just the pots, and throwing pots is not really what I'm going for. This is a tricky one. Let's just get this boss fight out of the way first. This is like the first time I'm doing something with this build, so I have no idea how this is going to go. Well, I can't tell if this damage is good or not yet because, I mean, this is an early boss, so... Whoops, I am really doing this wrong. Whoops, nope. I gotta get used to pressing... Come on, get over here. Get all poison. See, this is one problem we got this many spells. Why can't I cast... Oh, right. Scarlet Ionia is a incantation. And I got knocked out of it. Yeah, I figured that would be a problem. So I should really be leading off with that. in. I gotta find a way to mix in poison mist. You know, honestly, that poison hand is really, really strong with this setup. Okay, well that was messy as hell. So I gotta figure out a way to simplify this spell setup. Okay, so the second reason why I wasn't sure about doing this one, because it seems like everyone else has done this one, although not quite the way I'm doing it, which is basically dumber, not optimized at all. I mean, I'm just assuming that between the mushroom crown, the exaltation of the hand, you know, I'm doing both scarlet rot and a lot of poison, that the raw damage bonuses from everything will make this interesting. The second main reason is I got my hands on Hell Is Us, that new game, that Souls-like, a post-apocalyptic style type game. It's in the reviews. You know what I'm talking about. And that was going to be here, and I was going to be like, you know what? That's probably going to be a lot more interesting than doing this build. I mean, I would still find a way to squeeze this build in somehow, some way. Maybe I just do like only the final bosses or something like this. Anyway, that was the idea. And then the game never arrived. It was supposed to arrive yesterday, and now it's arriving tomorrow. I'm going to assume it's because I ordered something else, and they were just like, oh, we'll just hold this one back today so it can arrive with the next one. I'm like, no, who cares about the other thing I ordered? Just let that arrive whenever. It's not that important. But I guess that's what they did. I don't know. I know that option on Amazon to include everything in one delivery. I guess I shouldn't have. I guess I must not have turned that off or something. I don't know. But the game was supposed to arrive yesterday, and even if it doesn't arrive yesterday, it usually arrives the very next day, and it didn't even do that. It's been delayed 2 days, so I don't have it, and that's all to it. So that's why I'm doing this. But I'm making a goal here of not during my usual run. I'm just trying to get through as many bosses as possible to try and get a sort of like maybe 2-day setup for this. Because honestly, I think Hell of Us is going to be a more interesting game to stream. This isn't like when I do... Like, I got a lot of games I haven't played that I could do or I could stream or something like that. But chances are you've seen them all already. Like, even if I were to do like Silksong at this point, in all likelihood, you guys have either watched the hell out of someone else playing it or even played it yourself by now. So, what's the point? Oh, and plus, I don't want to play it. I mean, I do want to play it, but I just, I'd rather play the first game first. It's not a high priority for me. And plus, it'd be on PC, not on my PS5. And I still haven't worked out my issue with OBS, which works just fine at this point, but for some reason the quality of the streams are no better than the quality of my PS5 stream, and I have no clue why that is. You little bugger, leave me alone. I am talking. I'm talking. So anyway, my goal here is just, I'm not going to go through the usual bosses. I'm just going to try and get through as many bosses as possible to get towards the end as quickly as possible. Because I'd much rather, because the way the final grouping of bosses are set up, it's possible for me to park my butt outside every single boss. And then I can just go like, oh, okay, we'll do this boss now this boss now this boss now. And I can get through that really fast, actually. Well, assuming I'm having a good night. I'm not sure about this one yet. But for this first stream, I mean, unless I spend an hour or two at the beginning just running to everything and setting it, which I didn't have time for today, then most of this first stream is usually just running the bosses. Unless, of course, I had another game to play. So, yeah, no, in the end, I didn't think this build is going to be all that entertaining. It's not as cool as something as, like, the various World of Warcraft builds. So. But I'm doing it now, so that's all that's to it. Then, so let's see. I want my staff. See, I got too many spells to deal with right now. Hard. You have a wonderful jumping animation. That's great for you, dude. Good job. You look amazing. Now I do Scarlet Island. Wait, is he not poisoned yet? And now I'm standing here like an idiot, taking damage, because I can't move apparently. Oh, did he knock me out of it? Yeah, this might not be a good idea for a spell to use. Ooh, but he is hit with Scarlet Rot. That poison will keep doing damage even during the cutscene. You know that? Oh wait, I should be using my spells. Oh, you're gonna burn my plants. Oh, they can move. I mean, I knew they'd move slowly, but I figured they'd move even slower than that. No, not gonna die just yet. Okay. Hard to gauge the damage I'm doing right now. I did actually get a bunch of procs just then, but I still can't tell yet if the damage is any good because it's still too early. But as I said, I'm doing things a little differently this time. So, oh wow, right directly on top of the. Oh wow, good timing. I have no clue where I'm going to put all my... Wait, no level ups? Where's the level up option? Oh, I didn't talk to... Come on, Melina. Okay. I did not talk to Melipoo. Let's go talk to her now, shall we? I'm maidenless! I'm a maidenless mushroom! What is a maidenless mushroom? I wonder. What does a maidenless mushroom look like? Wait, why are you talking? What? Wait, it's completely black. Oh, there we go. Okay. Took a minute for the sun to come out. Okay. Can I even level up? No, I cannot. That's okay. I was actually gonna head this way. Oh, right. You're already back? Yeah, okay, I guess we did things.
It seems torrent, whereas I'm in. There is but one I can take gathering place.
No, I do not need to go to Round Table Hold just yet. I am actually going to go take care of... Oh, right, I can't take care of Radon just yet. What I'm actually doing is I am going to take care of the Feroths, so I can get around a little faster than usual this time. I don't want to get caught up too much on bosses tonight, not this time. Because I would much rather have this guy positioned just outside of all the bosses I want to fight, rather than get too caught up on running around too much. And while that's going to happen anyway, at least when I do focus a little more on just getting to certain places fast, this does shave off a fair bit of time. So, but I am not going to be doing like any side boss I don't need to do this time. And if I could, I mean, I only did I could have skipped those first two bosses, but I have yet to like really test this build out. Now, because I also have some high arcane going on here, I mean not that high, but pretty high, I could probably change this log into more of a bloody weapon, which would work. That would certainly get things going with all the various afflictions I got going on with this thing, but it's sort of not what I'm going for. I mean, even though it's perfectly fair, like I didn't use any of those thorn spells that have blood on them. I don't know, it just felt like a little too far. I'm trying to stay within the realm of just plant only. Plant, plant, plant. If a plant can do it, then that's how we do it. Like, that's the way it's gonna work. But I don't want to like bend the rules too much. I'm already bending the rules as is by using the zombie hand, so I figured if I keep using things that are not quite there, then it's gonna take away from the fun of the build. Back we go. We're gonna go get the other. Hey, what? You kidding me? You followed me up here? That's right. You go for that. And oh no, he died before he could make it. No one else follow me while I'm teleporting, or fast traveling, we should say. Nope, can't go between the legs. And again, it's probably a good thing I didn't go between the legs when I have this big ass club just over my head. That would have struck some things, and I imagine that would be extremely uncomfortable. Nope, we don't have time. 300, that's it? Oh boy. How much is this stick thing doing? I don't know, it's plus 25. I guess that dragon is just really tough against blunt attacks or poison attacks or something. Ooh, a lot of dex. I'm leaving a lot of dex and strength off the table with this build. Now, since this is all faith, very heavily arcane and faith-based, Obviously, it would be smarter to go for like something like Sacred. But again, this is a plant-based build, so it's not planty. You know, there aren't... Well, okay. There's one plant-based spell I have that is very planty. It's the one where you spit out like a plant from your chest and it shoots out like rays of light, which is kind of stupid, but it is a plant spell, so it counts. What? I don't want. I want to go. I don't care. I'm not going to find anything else. I'm leaving. Okay, good. You worked. So we're going to skip Liurnia and go right to some of the final areas. We don't want to get too caught up on too much stuff tonight. Not this time. Like I said, as soon as I get Hell Is Us, we're going to be doing that. I mean, I'll still do this build. I'll still find a place for this build. But it might end up just going like straight to DVD. Straight to video rather than like just a video thing rather than a full stream. Or I'll just keep streaming it in private or something like that. So what else is there to discuss today? So honestly, a lot of what I ended up doing during this first stream, because I don't have a choice, I gotta just run to everything. I really should just do this ahead of time. But then again, there's some of the fun things I do when I'm running to various bosses. News. Actually, this was there hasn't been much news this week. Like, really big gaming news. I mean, I think, okay, there's been some game announcements and, you know, this or that, but, you know, there are a lot of games I think it was like a Nintendo thing, and then there was an indie games thing, and, you know, I'm all for indie games and all that, but that's the sort of thing I prefer to just follow up on, or rather than, like, really, like, focus on it. I'm glad I don't have anything to say about baseball. The only other major thing I do, I follow. Oh god, that Jays game tonight. Oh, I'm glad I didn't see that on stupid Apple Plus. Like, how do they decide who gets to watch on Apple Plus? Like, the home team market, they have like a first place team to follow. Like something like much more interesting than your usual end of season games. And what do? They, oh, well, you know, Apple can show it. Well, it turns out that the local networks, they actually negotiated a deal so they could still show the games anyway. With exchange for, they have to show some other game they can't, I don't know. They can't show a game towards the end of the season, or something like this, but let's do it. So the game was actually on, but it originally was supposed to just be on Apple Plus. But it doesn't matter. I didn't see the game, and I'm glad I didn't. It was disgustingly bad. That was a nasty one. You do not want to have games like that when you're like fighting for a playoff spot, and your competition is some other really good teams that are perfectly capable of popping off when you least expect it. So you don't want to screw around. But you know that team, man. Ugh. However, I noticed this type of crowd is not really a baseball-heavy crowd, so I am not gonna say more than that. But I can't really think of much in the news that's really all that interesting. More stupid Nintendo patent stuff. There's really nothing more to say about that than that's stupid. What else? Black Flag remake. Which is, again, not much to say there. I mean, it hasn't been announced yet, but I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they're doing it. But the other problem is, I mean, it's still an Ubisoft game. You don't want to give Ubisoft money, really? They're just terrible. And then you got all this stuff with the Borderlands 4 optimizations, which is the sort of thing that really kicks me in the bucket because, you know, I love the Borderlands series. I'd gladly play it here if anyone would say anything, but I've never heard anyone say anything about other games to play. I've had people give me suggestions for builds, but not for any other games to play, so... Oh yeah, and that reminds me, I still have Lies of P to play, but you know, that's a game that's everyone played, seen a long time ago. But Hell of Us, at least, is a game where it's like, yes, I know it came out earlier this month, but I imagine not a lot of people have seen it. So you know, so far this has been a very Souls-heavy channel. So that would be worth showing off, as opposed to something like Silksong where literally everyone's played it. So that's worth it. And plus, I really need to take a break from Elden Ring. I'm worried I'm going to play it to death at this point. And then I won't want to play any Souls games of any kind. So anyway, what was I saying about Black Flag? The Black Flag remake, so it hasn't been confirmed yet. I really don't know what else to say other than you don't want to support Ubisoft, but at the same time, this Black Flag, that was a cool one. I really liked the little ship stuff, the ship mechanics in that one. And then they're going to do it up to be more like the newer games, which is fine by me, honestly. I mean, you know, I like RPGs, so I'm fine with the RPG mechanics. I understand why people don't like the old school or prefer the old school Assassin's Creed games. They're both fine. I just prefer RPG stuff. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like the way they go about it. It's like a whole lot of waste of time crap, but you know, there's ways to get the games without supporting Ubisoft. And no, I'm not talking about pirating. Okay? You crazy cheap people. No, I'm talking about just buying the game used. That's also a way to keep money out of their hands, you know? Because, you know, they get money on the first sale, but they don't get any money on additional ensuing sales, right? Unless you buy a DLC, that's a different story. But again, it's Ubisoft. They're going to find some way to make it, to ruin it. Why am I going this way? I don't have to go this way. Silly me, I got the two... Oh, right, I have to go this way, period, even if I was going to go up there. So this will be a lot faster than fighting my way. Oh, I'm not going to get to knock Guy off. That's okay. I don't need to knock him off every time. But this will save a good bit of distance. So I would certainly like to play the Black Flag remake, but it's also going to depend on a lot of factors. We don't know yet what kind of thing Ubisoft will do to screw it up. Maybe make it so the game's not even on the stupid disc. I will not buy any game, well, at least not on disc. If it's not on the disc, it's like, what's the point? I'll just buy it digitally. Not on disc anyway. And then, you know, these days, especially with Ubisoft, you never know when the game's going to have some sort of online check. And then in which case, it's like, I just don't want to play it at all. Because I know I play so many of my games now are like almost like 2, 3, 4 years after I buy them. I mean, like 90% of my PS4 collection is still in their shrink wrap. I haven't played them yet. So yeah, there's actually a concern for me. And actually, this comes up where I'll be playing a game and it's like, oh, I can't play it anymore because it had some sort of DRM thing going on and it got taken away. For me, it was what's it called? Vermintide. You guys remember Vermintide? The Left 4 Dead-like game with all the Warhammer stuff. I can't play it anymore. I never actually got around to playing it. When I finally did decide to go and play it, I couldn't play it anymore. Not because... I'm pretty sure the game's still active. I just mean because it was you need online play to play it, even the single-player campaign, apparently. I'll have to double-check that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But apparently you do need that even for the single-player campaign. So, and I even bought the second game. But I don't have PSN anymore, and I'm not going to get PSN because I'm not going to pay like upwards of $200 just to play one game. So it's just the way it is. Moving on from that, the Borderlands 4 optimization stuff. Again, I would love to play Borderlands. Obviously, it's like one of my all-time favorite franchises, but you know, Randy being running his mouth off, and honestly, if you guys actually have followed Randy Pitchford for long periods of time, like I won't say from the very beginning. I can't say I've been around from the very beginning. I've been following them since Borderlands. He has always been like that. He's always ran his mouth out. He's always lied his ass off. You just don't listen to anything that guy says. It's basically whatever he says, the opposite of what he says is the actual truth, is usually how things go with him. So, okay, Black Knight. No, I'm not going to deal with you. So, Randy Pitchford being whatever aside, you know, shut up, Meg. As far as actual Borderlands 4 goes, apparently, they were saying at first that it actually runs fine on console, but turns out they're lying their asses off about that too, so I don't see any point in buying it. Right now, I'd rather have a version of the game that actually works. So, any of the later versions with the included codes or something like that will likely be an updated reprint of the game and will likely have any fixes they make to it built in. I don't know. This seems like the kind of game we're going to need a PS6 or something just to make sure it runs well. But, and again, you'd like to see what happens if someone eventually cracks the DRM on it, you know, removes the Denuvo. A lot of times when you've seen someone remove it, a lot of games will often work way better afterwards. So that could just be the case. That could just be the secret there. So yeah, again, I'd love to play Borderlands 4. Hey, how do you knock me off? Jeez. Stupid bear. I'd love to play Borderlands 4, but A, it doesn't work right now on any platform, and B, chances are I can get it with all the DLC included for like $30 in like maybe 6 months or so. So, and by that time, whatever version of the game they sell like that will likely have all the fixes. So there's no point buying it right now. Not even if everyone's like, oh, well, okay. If like thousands of people are telling me to play it, that's a totally different story. But unless that was the case, then forget it. What else is there to talk about while I'm just running from location to location? I don't know. What else is there to say? What else is there to comment on? It's been a light news week, and then of course there's a lot of other controversies and stuff like that. I don't get into any of that stuff. I just don't want to. People can't handle themselves with that sort of thing. I keep feeling like I'm missing something. I'm really missing something, but it's slipping my mind. Oh well. Back to this then. So again, for anyone just popping in, I'd actually decided not to do this build because honestly, everyone and their dog has done it. So it's not as interesting as I thought it would be. And I'll probably actually do Hell Is Us instead. But again, it did not arrive. It was supposed to arrive yesterday, and instead of arriving yesterday, it's not going to arrive till tomorrow apparently. So I ended up doing this anyway. But I'm still going to do this build. I'm just going to try and get to the more end gamey bosses much more quickly. So I'm not going to I'm trying to avoid getting caught up on the early game stuff. So I am not going to be doing as few of the early bosses as possible, is what I'm saying here. And plus, some of the testing I've done with this, it's honestly not that much fun. I thought using all these... what am I doing? I can't get in yet. This is... I'm on autopilot. Yeah, I'm not going to fight you. He's an example of a boss. I'm just not going to bother. Wait, no, I think you need to beat him anyway. Okay. That's right. You got to beat him anyway. Okay, so what do I got here? What do we got? I gotta test some of these. I keep meaning to test these. Come on, come and get me. Whoops. No, not punch. Not punch. That's right, you stand there and watch. While you get poked. Apparently this was an overpowered spell at one point. Oh, that's why. It does bleed. Cool. Wow, that's damn, I could really just stand here and just keep spamming it if I really wanted to. Of course, he can also just stand there and spam that. So, you know, turnabout spare foot and all that. Ooh, that might actually kill them quickly, so what am I doing now? You are poisoned. Now get me out of here, 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 get me out of here. Now that you're nice and poisoned. Wait, you're not poisoned. Whoa. You are not poisoned. Wait, what was that? Okay, no, I couldn't have done 4,700 HP damage this then. No way. No, he was probably taking point. There was a tick damage. Yeah, that's all that was going on. It just added up. No way that was 47 just then. On a heavy attack from this thing. I gotta test out more of these abilities. Because I really gotta knock down all these spells I have. Wait, no. Okay, wait, I can't... Oh, right, I got no mana. I got no mana. Of course I can't do anything with that. Okay, so let's test the viability of Rotten Breath. Why can't I cast these... Fine, I go for rest. Yes, okay, I have no mana. Okay, now we can test them. So, let's see, how does this... Ooh, wait, why did... Didn't he, like, keep spraying? Oh, you gotta hold it down. Yeah, a little draconi. A little too draconi for me. What about the other one? Is it less so? No, it's very, very draconic. All right, so then it's not a plant spell. It's too non-planty. But I needed to get my Scarlet Rot from somewhere other than Scarlet Ionia. But you know, honestly, Scarlet Ionia is actually procs really easily. So maybe I don't have to worry about that one. What about Rotten Butterflies? Now, this is not a plant spell. It's a bug spell, but, you know, butterflies are very frequently associated with plants, so, you know, it's kind of redundant. In terms of what it does and how it acts, and in terms of the casting time and that I'm, you know, vulnerable during that time, it's no different from just casting Scarlet Ionia. Honestly, I'd rather just use the Poison Mist weapon art if I can, but because I don't need to use Poison Flower Blooms twice with the club. And I think I'm getting a lot of poison from the summons, so I don't think I need this. Yeah, it's good enough. That's plenty enough. There's lots of plantings going on here. And I know this is not... This is all more holy-based damage, but, I mean, come on. There's literally a plant popping out of my chest. I mean, how much more planting can you get than that? Other than the damage type is not quite the same. But it's planty. Alright, let's go to round table. Hold. I actually got to beat Radon, but...
Very well. Let my hand...
Let's get this out of the way. Do you remember the orc from the Hunter's build? The World of Warcraft Hunter build? That's it. That's the orc. I decided I should be green rather than just my usual build. I thought it was important to go green.
Oh, I count very well.
So that's the orc. Yeah, I talked. We're good. Now let's get out of here. And this time, I'm already most half of the way there. Because we decided to skip a lot of the stuff like Liurnia and just go straight to the Great Lift. Oh my god, how is this build going to go up again? Actually, no. The Giant might... Okay, let's spend these points. But I have no clue where I'm going to put the points. I could use points everywhere, frankly. With this build, I'm not even, like, full. I need more mana, really, more than anything else. And I need endurance. Because there's so many weapons to carry. Oy. I'm getting a lot out of that. What am I getting out of... I'm getting a lot from dexterity. Oy, boy, boy. This one's tricky. This one's really tricky. I could always use more HP, but thankfully I can get HP from the great rooms. This one is a tricky build. I can use the points everywhere. Let's just go. I can't decide yet, so let's just go for more FP for now, because there's definitely a lot of MP usage going on in this build. And unlike World of Warcraft Mage, I do not have as many options. Well, okay, I do have plenty of options to restore my mana or my FP, but those and my spells are very... Actually, no, the summons are usually the hardest thing on your FP, but apparently these guys, what are they? The Miranda Sprouts go on HP, so that's okay. Now, this has turned out to be a much trickier build than I was expecting it to be. I need Faith, I need Arcane, I need... Well, okay, I probably didn't need Arcane that much. I mean, day one, there's always some adjustments on day two, although again, on day two I'll be playing Hell's Us instead, but... I mean, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I might decide I don't like Hell's Us. Actually, from what I've seen of Hell's Us, I'm actually thinking it's not that good. I mean, it looked interesting when it was first... I mean, everything looks interesting when it's first advertised, but... the biggest criticisms of the game are its combat and enemy variety. Apparently, there's only like a handful of enemies in the whole game, and the combat is very, very basic. It's almost entirely more focused on investigation and exploration, and that sounds boring to me. I know a lot of people like exploration. That's great. Those are the kind of games you like. Please enjoy. Maybe you'll love the game, but I don't really like exploration unless there's a point to all of it, i.e. Elden Ring. Right, all this exploration in Elden Ring leads to more levels, more loot, that sort of thing, the great loot hunt. But again, we'll find out tomorrow, assuming the stupid game arrives tomorrow. Like it was supposed to arrive yesterday, and didn't. Oh, no, I don't want to go down there. Oh, you stupid, oh, good. You fell, I didn't. Where'd you come from, bird? I do know there are more poisons, there's more flowers-like base spells on the sorcery side of things, but it was starting to feel like I had too many spells to cover, split between sorcery and incantations. And yes, I know there's a staff that casts both, but it's not a flowery type weapon. It's not a plant, it's a finger. And last I checked, plants don't have fingers, and plants don't. And fingers don't have plants. As I was saying before I caught myself. But that the fingers having plant. I don't know. I guess if you don't clean your fingernails out long enough, they'll eventually grow a plant. Ooh, what a scary thought. Anyway, there's now they were still, even though they're sorceries, they're still faith-based, so that's okay. But this is already getting trickier than I was expecting it to be. So hopefully, I don't know. And Scarlet Ionia is really tough to pull off, and it's not really that damaging. Well, anyway, the point of these builds is not to be super damaging. It's never about being optimized. It's about, you know, just seeing how it goes. And yes, once again, the mushroom in the thumbnail is an actual killer mushroom. It's called a death cap. You see a mushroom like that, don't eat it, don't pick it, don't touch it. If you see another mushroom that just so happens to look just like it, that is not toxic, don't eat it anyway. Like, seriously, just don't pick wild mushrooms, okay? Just don't. It's just a thumbnail. If you're actually, I mean, if you're an actual expert, yay, good for you. But just don't mess with wild mushrooms, man. There's so many varieties where one that's deadly looks exactly like another one that's not deadly at all. It's like, just, why mess around? You want mushrooms? Go to the grocery store, man. And just don't mess around with mushrooms at all. It is not worth it. Hopefully, no one at YouTube will be like, you got a picture of a deadly mushroom on your thumbnail. That's bad. I'm like, well, it's also kind of educational, you know? I'm saying, if you see that mushroom, don't eat it. It is an actual deadly mushroom. Actually, you know what? This mushroom that's on his head, you know what? Now I'm not so sure. I was about to say that's also another type of mushroom that's deadly, but there's also another type of mushroom that also looks similar. That's not. Well, no, there you go, like I was saying earlier. You never know. There's a lot of mushrooms where one type is deadly and the other type is not, even though they look almost exactly the same. It's like, just don't bother. It's too complicated. Don't mess with mushrooms. Otherwise, they're very nutritious. Apparently mushrooms have enough nutrients in them to cover your entire nutrient load. Shockingly, apparently they're a shockingly effective survival food, and they constantly regrow. If you could actually get them growing, they will keep regrowing themselves. So, apparently. Or so I hear. Again, I'm not a mushroom expert, but again, I'm just talking about like basic store mushrooms. Anyway, that's enough mushroom talk. I mean, I am literally a walking, talking mushroom, but you know, enough mushroom talk about mushrooms. We've talked enough about mushrooms. So I wonder what my orc has been doing to get covered in mushrooms. What have you been up to, buddy? Since World of Warcraft Hunter. What did you do to yourself? How did this happen? Oh God, Radon with ooh. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it with Radon. No, I'm not gonna do this. I am just gonna summon everyone else. No way. This is gonna be the way he moves. No. I'll have plenty of times to suffer. I'll have a lot of suffering with later bosses. Stop shooting me! Holy cow! Wow, he's hitting me with every shot tonight. Okay, so I guess with this one, I'm just gonna hit him with... Ah! Right! No, falling death blades. Oh, shoot. Are you still aimed at me? Holy cow! Okay, fine. Good, we're done. Alright, we'll get this here. Thorns. Right, no, I gotta cast with the X button today. Spam this. Oh, he is not falling for it tonight. Wait, you know what? I don't think he'll even live long enough. No, he's not even getting to live long enough for me to bother with any of the other spells I've got. And now I'm out of mana. And I should really move and stop standing here. Or else I'm going to be roasted mushrooms. Actually, that sounds pretty good. Should have made some more. Yeah, now I want roasted mushrooms. Okay, that's enough. Now we are going to get poisonous. What? I think I only hit him once. I mean, sure, I had other people with me, but they don't hit that hard. Oh, I guess they do hit that hard. Okay. That was interesting. Someone was really going hard on him. Okay, whatever. Like I said, I'm rushing through the early stuff this time. Because I want to get to the more interesting bosses. So I can get them done maybe in one short stream or something. Because I want to do Hell is Us tomorrow. I still have no idea what stats to prioritize with this build. Because they're all worth the effort this time around. So... I've actually been tinkering with another build idea. I have no idea how it would work though. I was thinking of a zombie build with the two the two hands, because you know they're like dead hands, and then have one in either hand. Preferably, I'd rather have double poison hands, but I guess you can't do that really. I mean, they wouldn't stack. But after that, I'm not sure what else to do with the build. I mean, I'm sure I could probably make something that looks like a zombie, but it feels like there needs to be more to the build than that. The very, very, not, basically I'm in conceptualization stage for the zombie build, so I'm still not sure what I would do with that yet. But it sounds like fun, or at least, well, okay, sometimes making the builds is more fun than actually playing them. If you've ever played, some of these character generator games, very expansive character generators, or games with, very heavy builds, or D&D or something, sometimes it's more fun to build the characters and actually play them. Oh, hey, Melanie.
My utmost thanks. Here and thus.
No, blah, 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 blah.
I wish you luck. You have
That's like my short, blah, 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 blah. Go away. Go. Hey, she turned into puffies. Yay, Grand Vista. Oh, look, dragon. Let's move on. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. What I want to do is this. Off you go. No, fall! Oh, crap. Well, I want to push someone off. I skipped the guy I normally push off the cliff. So now it has to be someone else. You're too big. I can't push you off. Wow, okay, this is going to be one of those nights when everything's hitting me. Can't push any of you guys off. Ah, crap. Ah, screw it. Too bad. Don't worry, there will be many builds in the future where I get to push someone off a cliff. Next week, World of Warcraft Frost Mage. Now, I'm looking forward to that one. Arcane Mage, I wasn't even sure I was going to do. This whole time I was thinking it was just going to be Frost Mage and that's it. And then I started looking at actual options for spells. Oh look, plant-on-plant violence. As an interesting, as tantalizing a prospect as that is, I'm afraid I don't have time for you. I'd rather have this all set up to do the later bosses. Oh, right. This is a bad place. I don't want to go this way. You're not supposed to go this way. You're supposed to go off to the side. That's why. Because then, if one of these guys catches you, you're on your ass. And the other guy attacks. And then you get into a stun loop, knockdown loop. And also I have a big arrow sticking out of my butt. Where's my butt? Where's it sticking out of? my arm. No, that's a camel plant. I can't feel it. No, plants apparently do feel injuries, by the way. They actually release a type of pheromone or something when they're injured, which is apparently, which you can actually measure this with scientific instruments. And I'm not going to elaborate or get into any more of that. I'm definitely not an expert in that field. No, let me run. Honestly, it looks like I've got cheese on my head. Like someone roasted this mushroom and put cheese on top. I must be hungry. I don't feel that hungry. I don't know why. It's only I see mushroom now. I can think of as roast mushrooms. Not even a good-looking mushroom. You're kind of a gross mushroom head. So World of Warcraft Frost Mage next weekend. That was the one that actually got me into the whole World of Warcraft Mage thing. There are plenty of frost spells in Elden Ring that work fairly similarly to what they do in World of Warcraft. Even some of the secondary spells that are the secondary spells in the talent tree that they added a lot later, they are also in Elden Ring. Especially the Rani's, or was it Rani? The Full Moon spell is actually very similar to the Orb of Frost. And I'm still not so sure about. You know what? This is going to start close, so let's get. We're going to start this one close. Yeah, you come to me. Yeah, I want you to come to me. Yeah, you... Wait, can you even be poisoned? Oh, I don't know. You know what? I don't think you can be poisoned. I can certainly get my butt kicked, though. Shit. Oh. Well, that's a first. I never get killed by this guy. Okay, what the hell happened there? Oh, good, a steak. Well, that's gonna waste my time. What the hell happened there? I don't know, he kept knocking me around. I didn't use a flask in time, but he was still going to his full combo. Oh, well, I guess it would help, but I have been forgetting to use these. Okay, let's try that again. First, come to me. Yes, you walk into the death cloud. You know what? I don't think you can be poisoned. I don't think he can be anything. Okay, looks like we are going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Nope, it's just going to have to be a straight fight. In a way, this is almost turning to like a mage monk, because even though this build, I am using a club, this is mostly more of a spellcasting build. That's all based on like poison and scarlet rots base attack. You guys might as well just stop spewing poison gas. It's not going to work. Maybe incredibly looking. I don't know about good. And I still haven't pulled out the big-ass sunflower, which is probably the most plant-like weapon I've got. Oh, wait. I need these. Get back here. Okay. Do I even have... this build's gonna need some tinkering still, though. I am not quite sure about everything yet. And again, I can't decide which stat to prioritize. I need all of them, really, for this one. Every stat except intelligence is coming into play here. So I'm having trouble. Oh, not that way. I'm having trouble with this one. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why I was saying earlier that I was actually going to skip this build and do last Hell is Us instead, is because everyone and their dog has done this build. So it turns out I mean, that's no real reason to skip a build, right? But it doesn't feel as much fun when you know you're just treading like well-trod ground. Although those builds, they don't seem to use Scarlet Aeonia much. I'm the only one. Okay, I doubt I'm the only one who's done Scarlet Ionia, but usually those builds they just get into Impenetrable Thorns, you know, some poison stuff, the club, you know, that sort of thing. But no one actually uses Scarlet Ionia. But again, I could be wrong on that one. I haven't. It's not like I've seen every build that's been out there. But there's a lot of them. I just thought it would be cool to stack the poison damage bonus from the helmet, the hand, the item or the talisman. And do I still have this equipped? It still counts me using it? Yeah, it still counts. But again, Hell is Us did not arrive like it should have yesterday, and it didn't arrive today, and didn't apparently going to arrive tomorrow. So now I'm doing this. Okay, what am I going to do here? This is still really jacked up. This is really funky. I got so many spell stuff to worry about here. Okay, so first, oh, I'm starting close. Yikes! Yikes! Okay, meet my little friends. Now you stand right in there. You get poisoned. Eagers. Then we poke you a few times. No, damn. Okay, he's smart. He's smart. That's why he's the king. He's smart. That's why he's the king. Eat. Ow. He knows better than to attack the stupid squirts things. No, leave me alone. I'm trying to use my spells. Okay, you know what? I haven't used this yet. Oh, good. That went off. And absolutely did nothing. Okay. Oh, good. He decided to go after someone else first. Oh, that's why he's the king, everyone. That's why he's the king. He sees that coming. He's like, that's probably not a good thing. Why is everything hitting me tonight? Holy crap. Oh, shit. This is a real bad night. And I can't use Scarlet Ionia on him because he's... Actually, no, this is not good. This is not smart. Oh, he missed. And I can't move. And he's just standing there. And... okay. It's not even worth using. It's supposed to deal bonus damage. Okay, it must not have hit. Because the poison wasn't consumed on him. Oh, wait, now it was. No, run away, run away, run away. Looks like I am going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, because I am out of mana. Well, that's some panic dodging right there. Oh, come on. Holy cow, I am off. Then again, I hadn't played for like 2 weeks, and then when I did finally get to play, I played a Mage, so I am off my melee time. Nope. 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 I'm getting annoyed. This is the worst place to be. And I'm out of... Holy crap, I'm expanding these spells today. I shouldn't be freaking out. He's taking a lot of damage. Oh, those things are still alive? Really? That was stupid. And sometimes panic dodging works out. Ah, and you're poisoned again. Oh, great. Here. Attack them. Oh, God. He did attack them. He attacked me at the same time. That's why he's the king, folks. He's smart. I get poisoned. Yeah. There we are. They always forget about the poison. It's never worth curing poison. It usually doesn't do enough damage over enough time, blah, 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 and then next thing you know, you're dead. In every single RPG, that's what happens. With one exception. Wait, is he not going to talk? Right, I guess I gotta knock on the door first. Okay, that was messy as hell. I'm not going to be able to do any of this quickly if I'm going to spend all night. Or if I'm going to get stuck on bosses like that. Yep, so the door's locked. Nobody's home. Or maybe someone is home, but they're just busy. Oh, you again.
Hello again. Allow me. You were unable prevented the thorn, a husk, the only way, become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide you. Shall I turn your runes? Let my share them with me.
Okay, I don't know where to put things. I definitely need the FP. There's just I got too many stats that are actually useful. So it's getting trickier. I don't even have like 60 for the soft caps for faith. That's interesting. Seafood run, huh? Huh. That is interesting. That definitely sounds like there's something there to that one. I'm gonna have to figure out. I'll have to research to make sure that all the options are viable. Because you're right about the octopus head. There's an octopus head. The shield, yeah. The jellyfish summon. And well, I always use the boiled crab prawns anyway. Then I'm gonna need like a seafood. Oh, I can use a trident. I know it's not technically like a sea creature, but it's sort of on brand. Yeah, I'll take that one into my... That's an interesting one. But next month is definitely full up for builds. Next month we're going to start getting to Halloween builds. I'm not going to be doing any like slasher characters from movies. Because everyone has done a slasher build. There's like a million Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees and Mike Myers builds. Really? You know, who knows? Maybe I already have it because I farmed a bunch of those things a while back. It'd probably be a light build. You know, I don't have nearly as much gear on this as my actual main game file. On that file, I have like pretty much all the armor. But I'll take your word for it. I'm sure it's there. But this build, this save file was sort of like a reconstruction of a file I lost, so it's missing a lot of... Hey, get away. I'll bet when I was trying to get that stupid noble straight sword, I played the damn game for like 6 hours and it never dropped. And that was with like a 300 discovery rate. So, however, I did have to farm them for like an hour the other day, so maybe, you know, I'll have to look it up. But I wouldn't be surprised if it takes stupid long. Thankfully, I often find myself sitting in front of the TV, watching like a baseball game. You know what? This great rune will come in... you know what? No. This great rune is really useful, but I need the mana more than anything. So I'm going to have to hit the one in Caelid, the tower there, which I'm going to do off stream. What else? Oh, no, I can't look at my items yet. Now, what about... Oh! So, seafood build. But there's also bubbles. There's spells that actually involve shooting bubbles. And while they're holy bubbles, they're still bubbles. And we do know that even in Dark Souls, crabs spit bubbles. Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, some of the drop rates and some of these items are stupid, and most of them are useless. But then again, that's not that uncommon. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Helmets. Okay, no, I'll have to look at helmets later. I was just looking at anything, like any weapon that's like screams seafood besides the trident. Because the trident is, well, it's not really... It's just on brand, typically. Actually, no, I don't really have time for this tonight. I have to look at it off stream, but just a quick run through it. Jawbone, not really. That's more of a bone. It's not. It doesn't fit as well. Nah, I don't see anything that sticks out. I'm sure there's something, but unlike the armor, there's a lot of armor I have not found. Weapons, I pretty much have all of them, unless it's something that's completely useless, like the festival weapons that. Or whatever those weapons are that give you like bonus runes when you hit, which is like an absolute worthless amount, so it's not worth the effort. So yeah, I'll put this one. I'll put that one on the list. Still haven't figured out my Gandalf build. I got the look down just fine, but I can't figure out. I just don't have enough going for like what to actually do with them. Like aside from summoning eagles, the spells are just. Thankfully, the Amazon series he has more spells, so it's giving me more options. But again, the spells he's actually using in the Amazon series aren't actually in Elden Ring. And oh yeah, I have to watch the damn show. I have to watch the Amazon series, which is another problem. Like I don't want to do that just to do research. Oh, maybe I should be looking at a wiki or something, but. I'm trying to restrict it to the books, or what they actually do in the books and the movies, not the anything from the side books or side sources. I don't care about. It's just too much, just for a simple build. Otherwise, at the moment, he's just a guy that summons eagles and has a big sword and a staff that I can't really do anything with, except maybe create light. So, all right, Halloween builds. So I can't do Freddy. I'm not going to do Jason. I'm not going to do Mike Myers. Actually, Mike Myers would be the most boring one. There is a guy who did a Freddy Krueger build that was actually really neat because he didn't just focus on claws. He actually focused on like his secondary abilities, like some of his dream powers, and he got a whole blood flame thing going. And I don't know if I can even equip skeletons. Is there even like there are skeleton weapons, definitely. But I don't know if there's even armor that can make me equip skeletons. The closest thing I can do is do like a sort of Grim Reaper thing. And sort of imply, well, he's a skeleton under the robes, but then again, I might as well be doing a Grim Reaper build. And as it stands, that I know the Grim Reaper build is on my list, but that's actually, I've actually changed that from being a Grim Reaper build to Sister Freedy. Because it was much more interesting just to do her rather than the Grim Reaper. Because the Grim Reaper is like, well, I got the Scythe, I got the the look. Well, like what else do I do? Well, I mean, there may be this spell or that spell. There's like no, you can't use any death spells in Elden Ring. I mean, they're only good for PvE, and even then, they don't really work that well. They're utterly useless in PvP. Other way around. They're good in PvP. In PvE, they're useless. So it's like, well, I don't know what to do. But then in the end, it ended up being like. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're totally right about that. Oops. My mistake. Yeah, there's a skeleton arm. I think there's a skeleton arm type weapon somewhere in the game. Yes, the raw remains set. You're right. You're absolutely right. They made that. Okay, good. I didn't fall. And then I got to figure out some way to make it bonier. Don't you turn my computer off. Don't you turn my computer off. Why did you turn on... Stupid computer turned off. Fine, I'll have to turn that on in a second. But yeah, no, that works. You're right. And then I gotta find some way to make it bonier. Obviously, you're gonna just want to summon skeletons. You're gonna want spells that involve shooting bones, if possible. I have no clue. What? And actually, technically, any crossbows that use bone bolts would count. The problem being I'd have to use crossbows. Well, that would count. Yes. maybe, but again, anything that's death-centric doesn't work in PvE, period. You could get into, like, the Black Flame stuff. Or unless you just mean the school of incantations. Yeah, probably. Definitely something I'd have to look up. But now you're starting to move into that Grim Reaper build I had going. And again, that just turned into Sister Freed, because Sister Freed is so much more interesting to set up. I gotta turn my computer on, 1 sec. Okay, computer is back on. It is my secondary monitor for handling all this stuff. Yeah, okay. Okay. No, so my setup for Halloween stuff is, so I'm not going to do any of the Freddy Krueger stuff or any of that. Instead, Sister Freedy, who is in place of the Grim Reaper build, because Grim Reaper build ended up just being Sister Freed, but minus the cool stuff. So I'm just going to do her instead. Tonberry, Final Fantasy Tonberry, even though I have no idea how it's going to work. I got to look down, and there is in fact a lantern in the game that actually shoots the Rancors, I think. I may be wrong on that. I may be misremembering something there. But it does shoot the lantern, and there's actually a spell that Tonberry does that's like that. They shoot bolts from their lanterns. And there is the Chef's Knife. You're right. That's another good one. That's definitely something going for. I gotta remember to write all this stuff down later. All right, can I do the skip? Can we do the skip? And boing, up, down, and no, it's too early. Okay, you're not actually supposed to do it that early, but I did it really early last week, and it worked for some crazy reason. I don't know why it worked. It shouldn't have worked when you jumped that early, but it worked. So I just figured, oh, maybe I can do it again. And no, I guess not. Oh well, we'll move on from that. Nah, it was just, I just try and see if it works. Saves me a lot of time when it does, but not this time. What you normally do is, when you switch to the death camera, to the death zoom mode, that's when you jump to the left. And then hopefully you skipped whatever death wall's in the way and you'll fall to the ground. But nope, not that time. I don't know why last week it worked when I jumped way too early, but somehow it still worked. And no one noticed that I was going to Millennia and Moog, and yet I still hadn't beaten Neil, or Commander Neil, or whatever his name is. No one noticed that I had done that. I'm like, no, I don't realize I had totally skipped that area, but okay. So yeah, bone bow and all that works. That's good. Seafood, those are fun. Those definitely sound interesting. I gotta find some way to jazz them up a bit though, because I've done a couple builds like Xena, Warrior Princess build, ended up being absolutely no fun whatsoever. Because in the end, I was basically just doing like a sword and boards build, but minus the board. And chakrams have really weird, crazy tracking, so it was no fun. Alright, Tonberry. Something about Tonberry build. Okay, so my only issue with the Tonberry build now is, even though there's a Chef's Knife in the game, the thing with Tonberries is they instant kill everything, right? That's their thing. Instant kills every time. And that's not a thing in Elden Ring unless you're doing like a One Punch Man build. But even if you're doing a One Punch Man build, you're likely not using a knife. So, what the hell is behind me? Oh, it's a crab. Okay, good. You frickin' sniper lobster. Like, what the hell? Who thought it'd be funny to give lobsters sniper rifles? Okay, if you think about it, it is funny. Oh yeah, that definitely fills the... Oh wait, I'm not seeing these comments. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that definitely filled the niche of being funny. Remember, if anyone else has build ideas, go right ahead and suggest them. I listened, I write them all down. I don't know when I'll get around to them, but What was my last one? Someone suggested one that I did a while back. What was it? I forget what it was. But someone did suggest one a while back that I did actually look into. Let's see. Headless Horseman, build with a pumpkin head and axe. Yeah, well, it'd certainly look okay. I'd want to make it sexier, you know. I guess I can throw like a fireball and say like that's the fiery pumpkin. Because there is a spell in the game that's like just a big fat fireball, but it doesn't fly very far. We're only talking like 10, 20 feet, so it's short range, and that feels like it's the sort of distance you get from chucking a pumpkin. So that'd be pretty cool. That'd work. So Tonberry build, there's no way to do instant death attacks, so I still don't know what to do on that part, but I might end up just using the knife. And of course, the final Halloween build. Actually, okay, I was thinking about doing zombie build, but again, I have to really look into that one, because other than making myself look like a zombie and having the two dead hands weapons, I feel like I need more to it. Hi, how you doing? I don't know why you're waving like that. I feel like I need more to the zombie build to make it more interesting, other than just looking like a zombie and having two dead guy hands for weapons. And so my third Halloween build would be... You got a talent for this. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's great. That's definitely good. You got everything covered on that one. Or even the family heads. Even funnier. Oh, I know. Actually, does the mace actually look like there's heads on it? I don't know. I haven't seen it for a while. Well, that would be even funnier, the family heads. I wouldn't actually use it, just hold it on the side. But yeah, you know, you got an knack for this. For these builds. And my final Halloween build would be the slasher build, which is not a actual slasher. That's the build where I just sort of... The original idea was like the World of Warcraft rogue, but instead of being a World of Warcraft anything, I'm just a rogue, and I am running around, and instead of killing bosses like normal, I'm killing NPCs. That will be a whole run dedicated to just assassinating all the NPCs and murdering them in the most bloodiest way possible. So that's why it is a slasher flick. Okay, now this guy. Oh boy, what am I going to do for him? Well, if I had blood attacks, this would be just fine. I have no clue what I'm going to do here. I really don't know what I'm going to do here. Oh boy. I mean, the damage is not great, but should be okay. Okay. Oh, good. You did the stupid thing. I think maybe I should focus on just breaking his leg. Oops. And then I can do... If I can get Scarlet Rot... There. No! Oh, shitballs. What'd he do? He one-shotted me. What the hell? Crap. Okay. Oh, this better not turn into a thing. I'm trying to get this done quickly. Oh god, this is already almost 2. I'm supposed to be trying to get to some stuff much later, so I can do Hell Is Us tomorrow. Okay, well, I would like to try and get him poisoned and Scarlet Rotted, so we can then do... Actually, you know what? They don't do percentage damage. What am I going on about? What you really want to do with him is bleed him. Or frost him. Actually, I think he doesn't... I think he might be resistant to frost, because it always seems very difficult to frost him. So, probably bleed him. Because the bleed does its full damage even... Oh. Ow. Well, okay, I walked right into that one. Okay, where are you? Yeah, please don't make this a thing. Okay, first, we got some plants. Then, break your leg. Then, we Scarlet Rot you, hopefully. Then you pull your leg away and go and dodge it. You hit me again. I just waste my time. Oh, hit the tree, hit the plant. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Oh, I avoided that for once. Yay! Finally, I can avoid something. Which, ironically, then comes right after me getting blown up and killed by stupid thing. Oh, what timing on that one? Okay. Well, fire is effective at clearing brush. Who knew? Looks like I might have to do away with all the shenanigans and just focus on straight up melee combat, which is an option for this build. Okay, so Scarlet Oni is worthless, so we are going to do... We want to focus on bleeding him with Impenetrable Thorns, even though bleed is not really supposed to be a thing for this build. Oh, right! Crucible Bloom. He's a big target. That might hit him multiple times. Oh, wow, thanks. He took one. Torrent took the whole brunt of that one. My toes! Oh, crap. It's not worth blowing a charge on Torrent. I mean, no one wants to see Torrent get hurt, but still. Okay, let's... Come on, break. Oh, right, I have a breath I can use. I don't have to depend on hitting him. Where's that orb? Where's that orb? Where's that orb? Are you poisoned yet? Yes, you are. Okay. Oh, there's the orb. Stay away. Good. All right, there's two. Finally, I'm dodging things now. Wait, I didn't get the trigger for the poison. Shitballs. So I'm gonna have to just fight normally. Have a good night, dude. Those are some good build ideas we came up with. I'll definitely be writing them down. Alright, normally I have fire defense. That's probably making all the difference here. I got no fire defenses. Blew me out of the air. Gotta hurry, gotta hurry. Ow. And they're doing like no damage. And I just got crushed by his balls. Well, that spell's pretty much worthless. Alright, I'm gonna have to bring in the sunflower for this one. So we are going to go sunflower. Actually, probably the most planty thing I got going here in this build. And get some extra fire resistance. Because I don't want to get, I can't get stuck on this all night. But now I got to save some weight. 4 pounds. Will this do it? No. How am I going to save some weight here? I need a little bit of extra. No, I need the staff. Bugger. Ah. What about No, it looks like I'm gonna have to be running around butt naked. I, however, cannot... Actually, no, I can use the... What am I saying? I can use the faith attacks. I was going to say I can't use the faith attacks because, oh, you know, it's not a plant thing. But, you know, I'm already using a flower that shoots out of my chest and shoots lasers. And that's a faith attack. So why not this one? Oh, and of course I want my... Yeah, I want my buffs. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? The poison bonus not registering. He is poison. Is he so tall that it counts as... Oh, is he so tall that when I poison him, it doesn't count as being in the vicinity? Ow. Oh, right, on plant. It's actually not so bad. Ever try hitting a plant with like a big heavy object? Honestly, it doesn't really bother them that much. No, no. Move that, please. Yes, thank you. You stupid balls. I always hate fighting him. He's funny in that he either goes down really quickly and easily, or he gives me he's a real pain. It's always one or the other, never anything else. Okay, what am I going to do here? Because I can't get stuck on... Oh, right, I need to dodge. What I need to do. Now, time for thorns. That's what I'm trying to do. Where am I going? Let's go. How did his hand? If you're wondering, the bleed damage does its full bonus. Bonus. No, forget it, even his legs. The bleed does its full damage even if... No, not that. Oh, shit. I can't target his legs. Oh, good. Target myself. Whoa, that stunned him. And I can't do anything about it. Once again, he can shoot through rocks. Of course he can. And Torrent, you are useless today. Shit, this is going poorly. God damn it. It's going so bad. Right in the balls. Balls again. No, I'm not doing bonus damage. Holy shit, why is this going so bad? Everything, every single hit. This is not one of these good nights. Oh, man. This one's so bad. why you don't go for his head. Oh, I sell a potion. No, I don't. And that's why you don't go for his head on the side like that, because he just breathes. In case you're wondering why I was going for it earlier. Crap. I need a bleed weapon. I might do this with a bleed weapon. Hey, whatever. This whole thing is just going crap. Oh shit, that... I couldn't hit his... You know, I rarely ever... I think I've only ever done his crit point once. Mainly because I don't realize when he's like that, you can hit him in the eye. Or like crit the eye, not just hit him normally. Because normally I'm never behind, like in front of him to get up to it. I'm better off doing this at this point. Yes, keep doing those. I can avoid those. Your stupid little balls of fire that you don't use. So this has been a wildly... What the... Oh, son of a... Ah! You jerk! Well, I need you dead, so... You guys, like I said, I'm trying to get through these quickly tonight. And it's already getting late. So I'm gonna bring it... Actually, who the hell can I bring in? There is no one. There's no one plant-based. Ah, fine, I'll do it again normally, but I can't get stuck on him. Or, you know, just maybe not keep missing. You know, or not like actually avoid the stupid attacks. That's really all I need to do here. Because that should have been over. Those stupid fireballs are a real pain. Oh, good. These ones are gone. Went away this time. Okay, see, he's poisoned, but it didn't trigger. Okay, what the hell is that? So he got poisoned, but I am not getting the bonus for poisoning him. Like, what the heck? Oh, that was close. Let's see if I can hit him in the nose this time. Oh, I got stuck behind his balls again. start actually casting the spells, he rolls away. Jeez, all the boss, all the creatures have brains tonight. They're actually using their brains tonight. Well, that's enough of that. Bleed is not triggering. And for some reason, poison is also not triggering my attack bonus. For some stupid reason. Ah, he fell. You see that? Again! Oh crap, this is going so badly tonight. What the hell? Hit me! Oh my god. Well, okay, so this guy is getting an unfair... There's something unfair going on in this fight. When I do poison him, I'm supposed to trigger my bonuses for poisoning someone in the vicinity, but for some reason, I'm not getting them on him. He's poisoned, but I'm not getting the bonus, so there's a cheat going on here. So since he's cheating, I'm going to cheat. It's only fair. He can cheat, I can cheat. Yes, I know it's an excuse. I don't care. But you gotta admit, man, he's for some strange reason, even though he's being poisoned, I'm not getting the benefit to poisoning him. I'm supposed to. Like, the whole point of this build is to use these poison bonuses, and they're just not working for some crazy reason. Although this is one of those cases where it probably won't make that big a difference. Yes, well, I'm trying to avoid using that skill, dude, because it's sort of off-brand. Now, let me see your eye. Come on, bring on your nose. And he sneezed. I'm not going to screw around with penetrating thorns. It's, for some reason, the bleed is not going on. And I'm too far away to take advantage of this. So I'm going to stay over here. Oh, I should really get these defensive buffs. Good, hit the mimic tier. Oh, good. Torrent, you're at least being a good meat shield. Oh, good. Something I can dodge. And the stupid mimic here is dead. Of course he is. Normally this is the safest place to be. When he does this, suddenly, I don't know, it seems randomly. I'm not pressing these buttons. Why are you still attacking? Good lord, they all have brains tonight. He literally spammed his AoE attack, or that range attack, that he doesn't normally spam like that. Yes, I'm aware this is the worst way to fight him. But going for those weak points is extremely risky, and I only have one healing item left. And he's cheating. You're fucking kidding me. Oh my god. What the hell? Holy shit, what the hell's going on with this guy tonight? Well, you know how it goes. There's always one, and every one of my runs like this, it's like there's always this one time where it's like everything just doesn't go right. I'm saying I need to get this done quickly tonight so I can set up for tomorrow. So what happens? I get stuck on this guy of all bosses. What the hell? Like, what the hell's going on here? Like, what's wrong? Well, maybe I should put on some pants. That might make a difference. No, it won't. This is just a shit show. I don't know what to say tonight. Even with the mimic, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm doing just fine for that last one, and then suddenly at the end it's like he starts spamming all of his attack combos in like the most absolute perfect way that I can't counter. Like the perfect main attack combo, I get stunned on Torrent, and then he's able to do that. And he's cheating. When I poison him, I don't get the benefit from all these abilities that's supposed to give me bonuses when enemies get poisoned, right? It's just not. I don't know. It's just not triggering. And that's a key part of this whole build, and I can't do that. What hit me just then? Oh. All right, I can't talk. I gotta focus. This is actually requiring focus for some stupid reason because this is just really shitty. Good lord, he literally delayed his spot up. Okay, I'm not gonna comment. This is just weird tonight with him. Normally he's missing like crazy and can't hit where he couldn't hit the side of the barn. Okay, he can hit the whole barn, but you know what I'm saying. But suddenly tonight it's like perfect. It's a perfect game. away. If you're not close to him, get under him during this, doing this, and just suicide. So not good. And I can't get to his eye. And the Mimicry's dead. What? That wasn't even near your elbow. Of course, the fiery ball can fly through everything, including his own body. Of course they do. And I couldn't move. Low poise sucks. Okay, this is turned into a shit show. And I have no clue what else to do. Good thing, I don't know. It's like suddenly he's got a brain tonight instead of the usual just floundering around like an idiot. Now suddenly it's like he's perfectly countering every move with perfectly placed attacks and spamming his range spells at the perfect range and having the best attacks available. Like normally when I'm riding around in Torrent, he just swings his stout like the pan lit around. It's no biggie. You can get around. You can run circles around him. Tonight he's swinging his arms. I don't know. Just complaining like we always do when stuff like this happens because it's like shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. And my quick run has been absolutely destroyed. I have no time to do Malcath tonight. That's it. There's gonna be no Malcath tonight. Blame this asshole. That's just all. Let's do it. Like I said, I was trying to get this all set up so I can have all the late game bosses all perfectly set up so I can get this run done in 2 nights instead of 3, but now I can't because of you asshole. And he's cheating. When he gets poisoned, it's not triggering my buff for doing poison attacks. Why? Screw you, that's why. So I don't know. You just plain cheating. I'm not supposed to, I might just pull out a blood weapon because this is getting stupid. You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because if I'm not allowed to gain bonuses to poison, then I am allowed. I mean, I'm already using Mimic Tier, but Mimic Tier is really not making any difference here, honestly. What the hell is he doing now? That he just did. He cast some sort of holy spell on himself. So now we got the Reduvia because this guy's cheating, so basically doing what? Oh, fuck off. Okay, I've had enough. This is what you get for rushing, kids. Never rush into anything. Like, this is utterly ridiculous. He's not that hard. God damn it. Well, not on a +1 anyway. And of course he hits that. And now we're just gonna have to cheese him because this is about a half hour that should never have happened. And I just flat out did not have time. And I can't just end just like I can't just say screw this and then just stop stream. So I can't do that. So we're gonna have to do this instead. Blood weapon I have, so it's the only one that's leveled up. So this is what we got. If I died from like this, then I'm going to be really pissed. This is not working. I need it for the second phase more than this one. Now we call it blood weapons. Oh my god. I got nothing at this point. This is outrageous at this point. This is just ridiculous. This shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't have been happening 20 minutes ago. This is just awful. I don't know what to say. This is just what it looks like when you are both... when you're just rushing, and then now you're getting frustrated, and now you're just trying to get it done. It's just... this is just what it looks like. It becomes extremely sloppy, suddenly, I don't know, sheer bad luck. It's like, it's just terrible. This is what it looks like. Well, I gotta say, there's a lot of stuff happening here that never, ever happens in any of my previous videos. Like, he never has these abilities, like, perfectly timed like this. So, this is just... and it is perfectly fair to say, yes, he is somehow cheating. And I'm not getting any bonuses of poison damage that I'm supposed to be getting. Like, I poisoned him, but it doesn't matter. I'm not getting those damage bonuses. So, it's not entirely me just coping here. There's definitely something wrong. That shouldn't be happening. But yes, everything else is just like, this is just... it's just gotten bad at this point. I mean, I know I don't necessarily have the best... this was not necessarily a very optimized build anyway. But, I mean, I had him to like a smidgen of health left twice now. So... and all that ended up happening, you just happen to have like the absolute perfect... like, whatever. There's really nothing more to say at this point. It's just gone. This this has just turned into a shit show. This is just one of these things where it's just like everything that could go wrong is going wrong. And none of my spells are any use here. Wait, he's still alive? Yeah, let's never speak of that again. Let's just move on. I mean, you never really know with these builds. Like, that's probably one of the things about Dark Souls that makes it so interesting. That you can have all these crazy build ideas, and sometimes some builds will just absolutely get owned by certain bosses. I mean, you can destroy the boss with this or that build, or even some minor weapon that's not really all that powerful, but it still works out great. Then you'll have just one build that's, for all, seems to be doing just fine, and then you suddenly get a boss and it just destroys you. And you never know. Oh, I should put your pants back on. Let's get your pants back. Where's your... I mean, it's not enough that you're going through all that, but you're doing it half naked. So let's rectify that. Talk to Melina. And just move on. Alright, so I think I'm going to try and get to Malakath anyway, but I'm not going to do any of the side bosses, because I do want to see how this will go. But I'm not gonna... If anything goes wrong, I'm not gonna keep going. This is actually at end of stream, and I do actually have things to do tomorrow. And like I said, if Hell is Us actually gets in here in the Bloody Mail, like it's supposed to be, then I'll just do that instead, because I think that's a much more interesting thing to stream. Whereas this build is, like I was saying earlier, actually that guy who was I was chatting with there, he was even able to post a link to someone else who did the build. This build has actually been done, like, all over the internet. Like, everyone and their grandmother's done it. The only difference being that they didn't use, or at least as far as what I saw, they didn't use Scarlet Aeonia. And I thought having Scarlet Rot and Poison going off, and all these different abilities like stacking off of the different equipment would be really awesome, but when they have enemies that don't trigger, regardless of you poisoning the enemy, then, well, it doesn't matter. It's like it like puts a whole cramper in the build. It makes you think, like, what's the point then? If the game's just gonna be like, nope. Why? Because screw you. Not exactly the first build I abandoned. Don't forget, Xena was a shit build. It did, like, the damage was just blah. She had, like, her armor just low enough that she could be knocked around like a rag doll. The tracking on the chakrams was awful, unless you did a jump throw, and I just hated jumping and throwing them over again. So it's just... Now, I've actually changed that build to just use the dual wield the chakrams, which apparently she did. I didn't know she did. if you dual wielded chakrams, it actually becomes way more viable. But I'm not doing Xena again. And no one watched that build video anyway, so I don't care about Xena. She was just no fun. Okay, now what? I don't know where to put points at this point. I'm starting to do more stupid melee than anything else. I'm not sure. I'll just put it in HP. I really don't know where to put the points now. Because I need everything, frankly. I need more I need more melee damage, I need more magic damage, I need more HP, I need more endurance so I can carry more crap. Actually, I only need like 5 points of endurance. Actually, no, wait, 5. How much is the... the sunflower is only like 6 pounds more. So maybe not that much endurance. Oh, well, whatever. But I'd much rather... Well... The bonuses from the poison, doing the poison is supposed to be where all my extra damage comes from. So I didn't think I'd have to worry too much about having a lot of strength or anything like that. But then again, I always end up making adjustments to these builds after the first day. You know, the first day is really more of a testing period more than anything else. Oh, this one I'm not sure what else I could really do with it. I mean, there are other spells I could use, but I didn't want to get all bloody. I mean, actually, the Pendulum of Thorns is a fairly bloody spell in itself, but, you know, all the Briar spells and all that, I didn't want to do those. The hell was that? That's literally the first time that guy actually hit me. Oh yeah, that was a weird one. Always one thing that goes weird. Technically, I can use sleeping powder with this build on these guys, because that is a legit thing a plant could do, sort of. I'm not going to, though, because that feels extra cheap, so I'm not going to. Okay, we're going to go back to the way this build's supposed to be. I'm really not sure what difference it's going to make here. Right. Get the incantation, bonus incantations back. Although honestly, they're not doing much of the heavy lifting. And I'm not going to just turn this into a sunflower bonks build. Where's that stupid thing? Where is it? There we go. Okay, hopefully this will not turn into a shit show. Hey guys, how you doing? Come meet my little friends. And then you stand there. Ow. And you walk through that whole thing without getting poisoned. Of course you do. That was not a good time to cast that spell. It didn't even hit you anyway. And the Miranda Sprouts are almost dead anyway. What are you doing over there? And they're completely ignoring them. I know this spell can still be really powerful even after they nerfed it. But that's not really the point of this build. Oh crap, I didn't do my buffs. I was already turning into a shit show. I'm trying to face them. I'm using range attacks on them. But they have the upper hand in range attacks. Not because they're necessarily that great, but because, well, there's two of them. And I don't have a shit ton of HP left. Oh, come on. And I'm already out of HP. And I'm already out of blast. Okay, this is turning into another shit show. Wow. They got brains tonight. They're actually using their brains tonight. That's the first. I've never seen the tall, slender guy actually jump up onto one of those pillars like that and actually intercept me. Wow, that was amazing. Oh boy, this is not going to go well, is it? At least not without fighting just straight up normally. It's really kind of important for this build. These guys have got to, like, stand in that poison mist. Well, that spell ain't worth using. Wait, what? That one-shot me? Why? When has that ever one-shot anyone? Oh, God. This build sucks. Oh, that's the takeaway I'm getting from this. Oh, boy. Ha 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 ha. What am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do here? Well, there's nothing wrong with the buffs themselves. They're perfectly good buffs. So I think it's just trying to use these spells. Although honestly, if this build boils down to just how do they go so quick with, they're really spamming those so much tonight. If this really just boils down to the fact that actually using all these various spells and abilities I have are making this build not viable, then the build's not worth doing. And that's just all to it. And the thing that makes this build interesting is the thing that's making it unplayable, and it's not a build worth doing. Okay, so what's happening now is I'm not using my spells. I'm just focusing on getting them poisoned any way I can and benefiting from all the damage buffs I get from poisoning someone. Okay, I rolled out of them. That's fine. You're almost dead, so I can deal with one of them. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have. And now they're both back. Are you trolling me? Seriously? You just stood there and looked at me? Damn, you actually trolled me, buddy. You little bastard. You little smug bastard. Oh, I didn't use that potion? What? Flask. Flask. I know they're called flasks. Oh, you son of a... Okay, this build needs reevaluation. There's definitely something broken with it. Or there's something wrong with it. Because I actually do a lot better with this build when I'm just straight melee fighting. And just, you know, doing... Like, I bet I'd probably even do better with this if I just threw poison pots, you know, benefit from all the damage bonuses from the various... the talismans, the helmet, and all this stuff, rather than actually using any of the spells. And unfortunately, if that's the case, where actually using the spells is the problem with this build, then technically the build is not feasible. Because that's what makes it fun, using all the various flower attacks. But if I'm just going to be if it's just a bonk build, but poison flavored, then it's just a bonk build, poison flavored. Like, I've already done a superior bonk build. So, I'm going to call this one here. This one needs a review, because it ain't going well. I mean, it actually went a lot better just, you know, going straight melee attacks, but that's not the point of this build. It's not supposed to be just a straight melee build. It's supposed to be more of a caster build, but it's not working as a caster build. So, I got to take another look at this one. But so tomorrow night, assuming Hell Is Us actually gets here in the stupid mail like it's supposed to, I'm going to be streaming that instead. That's a Souls-like, at least I think it's a Souls-like, that I actually haven't played and is relevant. It came out recently, and I don't think a lot of people have seen it yet, so I think that will be fun to play. As for this build, maybe I'll play that for this weekend. I don't know how. We'll see about that, or I might have to do most of the streaming like privately and then put it up later, sort of thing. This build, I'm not even sure if I'm going to finish it. At the very least, I'll try and set it up so that I'm parked outside all the bosses, like I normally am. But in terms of like running around to all the bosses and all the secondary bosses, I'm not going to do that with this. So yeah, this one needs... I'm going to need to take a second look at this one. Anyway, I hoped you enjoyed that for some crazy reason. Apparently, people do tend to enjoy watching me suffer more than anything. If you enjoy watching me suffer, like and subscribe and all that crap. This one was frustrating. But you know what? That does happen. They can't all be winners. Night, guys. See you tomorrow.